Hi guys, and welcome to a review of one of my favorite cars of all time, let's be honest, the Ford Mustang. Now, we've seen this generation car before, we've reviewed it before, but this is the latest 2018 spec car. And this one is in Orange Fury, and there's a very nice thing about this car which I'll get to in a minute. But first of all, the 2018 cars. Now, the main thing you need to know in terms of the drivetrain is the V6 is gone, because that car with 300 horsepower was actually less powerful than the 2.3 four-cylinder EcoBoost engine, which produces 310 horsepower, and in 2018, guys, it gives you 350 pounds-foot of torque. So yeah, quite rightly, the V6 is now redundant. The V8, the famous 5-liter Coyote, you can see the 5.0 on the side there, remains. That, of course, still produces 460 brake horsepower and a ton of torque, but now comes with a 10-speed auto. Actually, they all come with a 10-speed auto, which Ford has actually co-developed with GM, and we've already driven that 10-speed auto in the Camaro ZL1, and I have, in fact, driven it in a 2018 Mustang as well, though not this one, and it is actually very, very good. This one is a 6-speed manual. Yes, 6-speed manual with that beautiful golf ball gear knob on there. Beautiful. The other thing that you need to know about this car is, okay, it had a facelift, and we've seen that at the front. It's got a slightly more sloped downwards front to it with sort of slightly more hooded lights. Quite frankly, I like it. I like what they've done with it. I've always liked this generation shape, even when they first released it. I know there was a little bit of people weren't quite sure what they're doing with the shape that was become pretty much iconic in the 2000s, but really I think this is a natural evolution of it. It just softens the curves a little bit, slants them a little bit, and it just makes it even better, I reckon. Inside, it gets a full digital instrument panel. I would show you, but this car doesn't actually have that, so it's like an option on some spec cars. It's a full configurable instrument panel with a rev counter that goes all the way across. They also now are available with magnetic ride suspension, Magna Ride suspension, so that's quite good, and they get active valve performance switchable exhaust. Actually, the standard exhaust on this car is about as loud as this color, and I shall demonstrate that very, very shortly. The infotainment system, the Ford Sync system, all of that has also been improved and updated in this car, and really what they've done is really overall they've just improved the car. But enough chatting about it. We don't need to do a walk around and all the rest of it, because what we need to do, and what I need to do, is go and drive it. Let's start it up. See the light, see the way that light glows, and it tells you that it's ready to start. That only when you put the clutch down that happens. Watch this, and you put the clutch down, it goes green and tells you ready to start. Okay, another thing I want to tell you just before we start off here, you see that sat nav that they've got on here? This is very unique. I haven't seen this in other cars. And you see over there, you've got the speed. That's the speed limit of the road. When you're driving, it actually gives you the speed. The speed that you're actually doing, but it gives you the speed that you're really doing. You know, so like if you use a GPS system, so it's more accurate than the one that you see here, so you can actually get your accurate speed there. Now, let's start this up. Just sounds great. It's just such a movie car soundtrack. You know, it's like every old chase movie that you ever saw. You know, that's what it sounds like. You can adjust all the modes from down here. So you've got your sports and track, and you've got your needs a manual for that. Understand. That's fine. And you've got your drag strip mode. It's got drag strip mode. There you go. Helps you to do drag strips. No wet. We don't need that. Normal, we're not going to do that right now. We're going to go keep it in that. The other thing is the steering mode. You can actually adjust the steering, and I've actually kept the steering in sport the whole time that I've had it. I just like the weightier feel of it. You can also turn the traction off, and it's got all of the other things, the track, the app assist, the line lock it's got, and all the rest of it. But never mind all of that. Let's do what I came here to do, and that is to drive it. Then we can close the windows. You'll still hear the sound, believe you me. So here we go. You get a lot of noise, you get a lot lot of drama with this car. You perhaps get a little bit more of that than you actually get performance. It is pretty punchy, it builds, but it's not as relentless or as instant as you might expect. But having said that, I mean, my goodness. Now, it still has the Mustang's traits of being, you know, a long bonneted, short rear deck car, and you do feel that weight and that mass out the front. So really, you know, you do have to, like I said, coax it into the corners like this, you know. So you do have to be a bit wary. I would still say that its main rival, if you like, the Camaro, is probably a little bit more planted and a little bit more dynamic when it comes to handling. But having said that, you know, no real issues whatsoever. I'd like the accelerator pedal to just be, brakes are fantastic, Brembo calipers on this. I'd like the brakes to be, the accelerator to just be a little bit higher so that I could heel and toe a little bit better. Just for my personal thing there. But it is certainly possible, so here we go. Get it down into second, off the clutch, into the corner, holds on nicely. Steering is fantastic, the brakes are brilliant, you know. You can change the gears, there you go, with a little bit of heel and toeing. But I have to say the gearbox in itself is brilliant. You know, I've not missed a single change. I'll probably do that now that I've said that, right? But I've not missed so far a single change with the car. I should really just leave it in third, because really, third is an incredibly tractable gear in this car. The torque spot is just there, and really, like right here with these S's, I'm gonna leave it in third the whole way through, and it's probably gonna be absolutely fine. Just, yeah, the grip is there though. You just have to coax that nose in and just find that balance between neutral attitude and the slight understeer that you get. Oversteer, of course, if you really put it into second and dollop in the power, you'll get that. But let's not do that on this road. Probably won't end very well. But I mean, I suppose to be fair, you know, a drifter and somebody with a bit more skill than I could probably make good use of that. But having said that, for the purposes that we're doing, which is to try this as a sporty car around here and to see its handling, third gear, actually, look at that, it's been third the whole time and it's been absolutely fine. Admittedly, we're going downhill, but back on the power, no problem at all. A little bit of push on, so you do get this push on with the nose, and you just have to be aware of that. You just have to be aware of how the car handles and its overall sort of attitude when it comes to cornering. But overall though, the noise that it's making, the power, and you know, generally the pretty confident, inspiring steering feel. I mean, it's not a lot of feel. Okay, I have to go for it now. It's not a lot of feel, but it is sufficient, you know, to give you just enough understanding of what's going on. And the like I said, the weighting is very, very good. But you know, through, I mean, again, you sort of, you know, maybe you sort of doubt the grip a little bit, but this is a change of surface coming up here, you know, and I've just done one back there again, through a corner, through a dip, and no real issues. I mean, here's another one, you know, which, you know, you would think absolutely secure, absolutely planted, not an issue. In the sports mode, I've also noticed that the body control is tighter, it's more level, and in comfort mode, you do get a little bit of the nose rocking a little bit like that, you know, just to sort of, you know, give you a little bit of sense of moving around a bit. But in this mode, it tends to be a little bit more flatter, and of course that's good when doing this sort of thing. But again, just going through there, and then you can just feel that attitude where you're sort of just coaxing that nose in, but the back of the car is gripped, you know, that's no issue at all. Like I said, again, if you deploy, you know, all of those horses and all of those torques, might be a different story. But the throttle sensitivity is very good, as you can see. It doesn't punch in the power, it feeds it in very, very nicely indeed. So really, it's a linear, see, there you go, you just feed it into the corner, and actually you can just adjust it as you're cornering, and just like, yes, fantastic, you know, woohoo. And honestly speaking, despite those few character flaws and foibles that I'm talking about, it's putting a massive grin on my face. I'm absolutely loving this car, I'm absolutely enjoying it. And what's more than that, it's bringing it out to a road like this. And really, most cars are going to be fun when you're doing this sort of thing, if they're half decent on a road like this. The thing about this car is that yesterday I was just driving it around Dubai. I was looking for various photographic spots and opportunities to take pictures of it, because it is such a beautiful thing, especially in this orange color with the black wheels. And you'll see the pictures. I'll probably put them onto this film. And I felt $1 million. That's always been the thing about a Mustang. That's why I like it more than any other car. You know, it doesn't cost you $1 million, but when you're driving it around, you know, especially now that the quality is so much better in this latest generation Mustang. Really, honestly, the fit and finish in here is so improved compared to how it was before. And you've got all the tech like the ambient lighting and all the rest of it, and the great stereo system as well. But honestly speaking, just driving it around, a car, you know, not that expensive. I'll put the price in on the screen, but you feel like a superstar. You feel like $1 million. You have that sound all the time in the background, and you just, every time, you're not going that quickly, but look at that, you know, just every time you put the throttle on, you know, you just hear it, and you can hear that gurgle, that burble, that when you rev it up and you get that staccato thrum, that is just so evocative and so exciting. I swear to God, I'm tempted to go down and put my money down now, you know, if I had any, to go and buy this car right now, because the appeal of it is just right there. It's still right there. And what they've done with this car, the incredible thing is that for 2018, you'd think, I'm so glad I got an opportunity to drive the 2018 car with the manual gearbox. So I drove the 2018 with the 10-speed auto as well. But to drive these latest cars, at first I thought they're probably just the same with these few cosmetic tweaks. But actually no. I mean, they are substantially... And I swear they've turned the sound up. I'm 100% certain that they've turned the sound up on this model year car. Because that's a standard exhaust. Like, I can see a lot of people thinking, is that a Roush or is that some other aftermarket? No, that's the standard exhaust, you know. It's great. I absolutely love it. What can I say? I want one. That's what I have to say. I want one. This is awesome. You know, and even the color is fantastic. I don't know if I have it in that color. I might have it blue. But anyway. So, there you go. There's our review of the 2018 Ford Mustang GT with the 6-speed manual. Hope you enjoyed that. Do let us know what you thought of the review of the car, of me, whatever. Do please follow us on motoringme.com and check us out on all the usual channels. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And whilst you're doing all of that, give me a follow on my Instagram. I'd love to see you there. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next one. Whoa! Awesomeness! I am so damn cool in this